All right, music fans, welcome back. It is Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, and yours truly right here. Um, More quote unquote breaking Steve Perry news and information for you here. Apparently, the CBS television network has been out to Hanford, California, conducting some interviews with Steve. And these interviews, I think, are probably going to be part of a television special that airs maybe sometime after the Journey tour and prior to Steve's album coming out. Now, again, this is all speculative stuff. I'm speculating, and it's really hard for me knowing that in the past there have been false starts, but uh, you have to look at the timeline. Perry got involved with American Idol, showing up there, stole a little bit of Journey's thunder, but really it's kind of a two-edged sword. He gets in there and does something with American Idol, and then people start thinking about him, but they're still thinking about these songs, and the only way to go see these songs right now is to go see Journey perform. So it's not a bad thing. And then people think, well, he's got another motive because it's a profit motive, because the more tickets Journey ends up selling, the more money Steve Perry will make, because he's still kind of a partner, silent partner in the band. Um, so they went out to Hanford, and apparently they went to a movie theater and a dairy place and another place, and so they're probably doing a nice nostalgic piece. They're probably going back into Steve's childhood. This is where Steve grew up. This was his mom and dad. And they're going to talk about his father's musical influences, and they're going to talk about his mother, who always encouraged him, and that time maybe he heard Sam Cooke on the radio driving with his mom in the car. Uh, this is all good stuff, folks. And I want to be clear about a couple of things, all right? Number one, I report on this because there are people that are just, they know I'm going to report on it and they're going to send me information about it. And I feel obligated to them to talk about Steve Perry. On the other hand, just this is not to be a Debbie Downer here, but if you got pictures of Steve rolling his cart through a supermarket, I'm really not interested. I mean, it's fascinating for some people to see Steve, I guess, in a quote unquote normal environment. But keep in mind Perry's interview from 2012, where I learned a lot. He was talking to this DJ in Colorado, Denver radio station, I believe. And he, at the end of the interview, basically said, you know what? I wish I could just drive the minivan, have the wife and the two kids, go to the movies on Friday night, and have that lifestyle. You know, that's what he really truly wanted. He, I guess, envies people like you and I, people who have kind of what we would consider sort of mundane uh, existences, sort of under the radar. And to me, that spoke volumes to what I think he's all about. So that's probably one of the reasons, too, that this album that's been under wraps for a long time has taken so long to get out there. It's always going to be Steve's timing, and he's going to weigh everything. He's going to look at everything and make a decision based on what's best for him. And if his brain is telling him not to do something for whatever reason, this may all be just speculation that never happens. You have to always kind of put a disclaimer on any video, any information where you're presenting about Steve Perry, and say, you know what, this might not happen, because how many times in the past have Perry fans been really excited and really pumped up, and then all of a sudden, just, you know, crickets, nothing happens. So that's my quick little video report. I'm not going to drag it out. It appears that Perry is preparing more for this album release. I think CBS will come out with a nice sort of warm and fuzzy type Steve Perry special. I think they'll do well with it because there's just so much interest in this guy. I think they're going to be surprised at how much interest there is in Steve Perry. A lot of it is fueled too by the fact that music today is just so bad. and people would love to go back to a time where music was actually good, and Steve Perry right now is carrying the torch for a lot of that. And hey, I hope it all happens. I really do. All right, I'm done. I'll be back soon with more. Stay tuned.